Welcome, Spider-Man fans, to Marvel Legends March here on my YouTube channel. This is Solid Dave Snake, and I'm continuing the Spider-Man Marvel Legends Infinite Series Build-A-Figure Green Goblin Wave reviews with the Spawns of Symbiote running change and my personal favorite villain from the Spider-Man universe, Carnage. And like I said, this is one of the two running changes for the Spawn of Symbiotes, which both have the same Build-A-Figure piece. The other figure is Toxin, which I'm glad I didn't have to get. I'm glad Carnage came with the Build-A-Figure piece because I could really care less about Toxin. And I'm all about Carnage here, and I think this is the best Carnage that has been done to date by any toy company, but definitely by the Marvel Legends. Toy Biz has made him in the past, but I think Hasbro has knocked it out of the park with this Carnage and really made an exact likeness to how he looked in the comic books throughout the Maximum Carnage story arc, and just a greatly posable action figure. We are getting a new Carnage that Marvel Select is making, which is looking pretty darn good. It may beat this in looks, but it probably won't beat it in articulation. Marvel Legends are known for their articulation, and Marvel Selects are not. They're more known for their sculpts. But we will just jump right into Carnage and take a quick look at him from head to toe before we jump into his articulation. And we'll take a look at this head sculpt first, which, like I said, is definitely my favorite Carnage look that has been done in Marvel Legends. I think they really nailed this head sculpt. Of course, the plastic is a basic red, but they did a great job with the red eyes and all the black coming around the eyes and on the jaw, and almost gave him a kind of pinkish inner mouth, which is really neat. And it almost looked like they were going to articulate his jaw. On both sides, it almost looks like it could have a hinge point, but does not. You can notice it right there. It looks like it would move down and up, which really would have been nice, but I'm not complaining. If the mouth is going to be in a set position, I think this is a good neutral open position for it. And really overall the body is basic, but they made the black symbiote spots running through it. Really, they did a really good job on it, to where if you have certain parts moved, it won't match up, but it will match up in certain spots. But it doesn't look bad even whenever you do mismatch them. The patterns are so random. But they all will match up, which really makes it have a nice consistent look. And his hands are great. They really could have gave him some interchangeable hands, like an axe hand would have been great. They're going to do that with the Marvel Select Carnage. I wish Hasbro would have done it with this Marvel Legend as well. But if we only get one set of hands, these are a nice set to have. And they really did an excellent job with making those claws look exactly like how they did in the comic book. And they look menacing. They look sharp. Great job. And if you want to call it an accessory, the only one he really comes with is on his back here, which you can take off. And it's just this extra tendril piece, which you can set in any position back there. So you could have it set coming to the side or from down below, or just choose to not have it on there at all. But they did a good job with that. And the other tendrils on him are not removable. They are set in there, the ones on the arms, but they look great. And I'm really glad they did this with this figure. It was almost necessary to add all these tendrils. And he has some down here on his ankles as well, or on his lower part of his leg by his shin. So great job with the overall look and detail of this Carnage. And articulation wise, he really, really shines. He's great. His head has an excellent range of movement on this ball joint and hinge, which will look extremely far up. And the same thing, extremely far down. And of course, rotate all the way around. And a ball joint and hinge at the shoulders, which will go that far up and all the way back down and rotate all the way around. It's got that bicep cut, which will rotate all the way around. And those tendrils won't get in the way of it because they're real flexible. And he has double jointed elbows. And a peg and hinge here at the wrist, which will spin all the way around and not quite go up to 90 degrees, but it will go back to 90 degrees. And he has the ab crutch, which will go a good ways back and even further forward. And a waist cut, which will rotate all the way around. Great movement at the hips, which won't get a full split, but get out far enough as needed. And kick pretty far up as well. At the upper thigh, he has that cut for the complete rotation. And double jointed knees. Another cut down here at the calf, which will rotate all the way around. And a really nice hinge here at the ankles, which you get a lot of movement out of. And the much needed ankle pivot. So you can get your Carnage in a lot of dynamic posing with this articulation. Of course, he has peg holes on the bottom of his feet. So if you're a Spider-Man fan, this is a high recommendation for a pickup. The figure was hard to find as well. Toxin was pretty much just as hard to find. And if you're a Carnage fan, he is an absolute must pickup because this is the best Carnage action figure done to date until we see that Marvel Select Carnage, which I will compare the two whenever it comes out. So, alright guys, stay tuned for more Marvel Legends March here at my YouTube channel and continuing reviews on the Spider-Man Marvel Legends with Black Cat coming up next. Catch you then, guys.